you don't know how to do it, learn. And you understand a bit, but don't use the bit become like ego. Take more time, enjoy the journey that you are still like unknowing the future.
The following is a conversation with Xie Xin. She is a renowned dancer and choreographer, working both in mainland China as well as around the world. After being part of companies such as the Guangdong Modern Dance Company, the Shanghai Jingxing Dance Theater, and the Beijing Tao Dance Theater, she established her own company in 2014 under the name Xie Xin Dance Theater. She has become one of the leading figures in China's contemporary dance scene and has worked internationally with multiple companies to present her work. In addition, she has been awarded several prizes both for dancing and choreography, such as the Gold Prize in the 14th Rome International Dance Competition, Silver Prize in the most popular work in the 29th International Choreographic Competition Hanover, and winner of the second season of the Chinese TV show Dance Smash. I had the great opportunity to work with her in the creation of Timeless, a commission for the Hessisches Staatsballett, tickets and dates for which can be found on the website of Staatstheater Darmstadt if you are interested. I have learned a lot from her, and she is truly one of the best dancers I have ever seen. But most importantly, she is a kind and honest human being. I hope you enjoy my conversation with her. So, Xin, thank you so much for doing this. I'm going to start by asking you, how did you start dancing?
How I start dancing? When I was a little girl, like 4 or 5 years old, I really love to, just like dance because my mom was a dancer before. So I really have that kind of some blood in my body. And then after the middle school, actually I really want to go to learn dance, but my mom don't want that way because she feel like for as a dancer would be so hard and you need long arm and long legs, looks really beautiful face in China, otherwise you'll be get disappointed about your life. You need change another way when you maybe 25 or 26. But I was insist what I want. So I go to the school and find the teacher, told them I want have my own choice. And then my mom heard about the news and she started to, oh, okay, my daughter was really wanted to go that way, and she started to understand. But she told me that if you choose that way, and you cannot blame how hard what you choose to me. You need to take the responsibility about your choice, and after that I feel like, wow, I can start dance. That moment, actually, I'm already 13,
I
one
see.
three. So until now would be like 23 years before, and I start to bring dance in my life, and I was really appreciate that I choose what I really want to do.
Of
Mhm.
course. And what type of dance did you start doing when you
Uh,
started?
I think that moment in China, we don't actually really have contemporary dance. So
Mm,
the kids, they learn Chinese folk dance, traditional dance, and a bit ballet,
I
but
see.
not pointing shoes. Yeah. But when I go to university, and then I start to contemporary dance until now.
I see. And so starting to do contemporary dance, and as you were discovering your own interest in the movement, what what did you what did you learn And which direction did you see yourself going in? Did you see yourself becoming a choreographer back then, or were you just very interested in the movement?
Actually, I take really long time to be growing to be a metro dancer, to learn how to get my independent mind. So I was learning the contemporary technique in a university from the Western way. And then I was working in 3 different company. After that, I got the scholarship and I went to New York, Berlin, and Paris for many months to be there and see many things and take
Oh,
a lot
wow,
of
I
class.
see.
That moment, I feel like my mind was like suddenly totally open. I was asking myself more question than before, how I thinking and how I looks the direction and what I interest by myself, you know.
Mm,
And I start to combine what is in my blood, what I learned, and what my mind. So many different things was working together from that moment. And that moment is really nice. I'm already a good dancer or metro dancer. So I started to have my mind was working. And so that moment I started to create as a choreographer. I started to change the position, you know, both sides as a dancer, as a choreographer. And I'm lucky actually because I win a lot of competition, like the most important manning competition in mainland of China and some international choreographers competition like Hanover, like Roma and Seoul. So I
ah, I
went
see.
like gold awards and silver awards. I become like have opened my eyes more and more, have international links more and more,
Yeah.
get trusting from people and audience more. And after that, I have the opportunity to can make a long piece, like 40 minutes, 60 minutes. And I start to create my own piece, long piece. And that moment, I think I already have some recognize that's what my body was interest and what the quality actually I really want to go more. Nobody tell me, but I already have like something like a map. So everything I go through get something was in my body and then become what 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 is me, you know. That moment was something was really coming out naturally. And also when I have my own company, it's kind of we have to have our own language as a Chinese contemporary dance company. Otherwise, if we always dance for the piece from the Western choreographer who we are, and when I create a piece for you guys or for ballet boys, for the 3 times create a piece out of China and also next year for the Paris Opera House, it's a really nice opportunity to like face a mirror. I really know what I looks like, what the shape or what the mind, because somebody was really different like me. And I was really understanding why I thinking that way and why my body choosing uh, that, you know, the quality, and then how it's become a mind to be something become a movement, and then the movement become like a quality and become like a whole piece, and then the audience can really go through your piece and find out who you are and where you come from, and then the background, the cultural from the where you where you're growing up. And it's really nice become a choreographer international way to bring the energy, bring the cultural to the international, and then to share what I'm thinking now to the world.
You said, I remember you telling us that for you it was very important, your heritage of the Chinese culture, and to bring that into your work and to share
What
that
is
with
heritage? What is
heritage.
heritage?
It's like the culture that has been given to you from your ancestors.
Yeah. I think when I was young, maybe that moment actually, I'm not understand who am I. And even now, I think I can say the shape, but I still researching. But that moment, I think I was always like, I want to see more. I want to learn more. I was curious about anything. And after 30, after you have a lot of experience by look at yourself and look at your the history or some book, and you have the opportunity to tour around the world. You have so many different sides with in your eyes. And then you just realize that what I'm thinking actually was when I read some book, I find the strong link. I find that, wow, that's so wisdom and so match with what I'm thinking. I find that I find the roots in my cultural, you know, that kind of inside happiness that I understand why I'm thinking in that way. And now, actually, when I rehearse with you guys, I don't want to say that's the most important thing or that's the most beautiful thing. Actually, it's kind of sharing another picture. Maybe when you can imagine about that, you will have some source or some nourish from the out. It's not in the Western box. It's from something, somebody else. You know, it's really inspired for me. I think also will be inspired for you. And I think that's also some mind from the like what we did um the landscape painting, for how they thinking, how they become used that way to painting. It's really match that when I dance, I really can feel like use another way to feel how they feel from them, from their painting, from what I saw. It's like a very different layers to make my body was feel like um that's who am I find something was inspired to who am I, you know.
Yeah. One of the really nice things for me, and I think for a lot of my colleagues when we did your piece, was to have to learn this whole new philosophy of movement and of dance. And it was really very different and very nice, to be exposed to your way of thinking of the body and how energy would travel through.
Right,
And it's
yeah, the traveling.
when you would explain to us and you would show with your body, we could really see. And that was very nice. I mean, for myself, I found it very hard because we only had about like 1 month, and there was so much knowledge that I wished to have more time with you. Um, but what we had was really, really very, very powerful. And now that you were saying about the differences between how the West approaches dance and how the East and your own culture of China approaches dance. Um, how would you describe like the main differences in how we do these styles?
Um, Actually, you reminds me to the picture back to the first day when when I entered the studio. Actually, you guys have softy and have really flexible and sensitive body, but just like I think they're not totally different, you know, because at the end, I feel like you understand me, and then you are trusting me at the whole process, and I really saw that the end is not you are growing or you dance better. I just find like you are more honest, be feeling about movement. You are be more care about the movement is not by performing, it's by from what I see and from my partners and from the moments what I feel and what you feel, and I can soar the moment that you are there. So it's not we're making the movement. I think it's kind of we are learning to feeling the softy way to bring us the softy heart to allow us to from there have no movement, but it's become movement because I'm with myself or with my partner to sense something, and then we can use the softness to be very strong, and then to be really like the energy was like always not stop but continue and changing and separate and gathering was like um so beautiful for me. And Bruno told me that, Shane, do you know that your piece actually is not about soft, it's actually about strong, how strong you are
Yeah.
and how strong everybody can share their honest, to share their softness, to share their like the energy from the inside, to be put the movement to be to 0 second to be something was from inside. And some audience they told me that uh, I never saw the Western company dance in that way, and how the dancers they are like just present in that 1 second, how honest by when they're doing movement, they are just like they are there, but I want to follow. It's really nice feedback for me. I think I really take time to do one piece that I enjoy, and I hope the dancers enjoy, and I hope the company was feel like the piece was is valuable, and the audience feel like they got some energy. The energy was exchanged when they are looking, and then when they go out of the theater, they feel like something was a bit still moving, or still something was living there. I think that that's the most beautiful thing for me as a choreographer.
Quite a few people actually that I spoke to mentioned that it felt like they had done a meditation when they left. So they felt
Meditate.
very calm. Yeah. Yeah. Um, but absolutely, I love the idea you kept telling us about inviting the audience with us onto the stage. And
Yeah.
yeah, I definitely tried to do that as much as possible. Um, so when I see you dance and you have this incredible control over your body, and you mentioned before that
Die?
no one really told you which direction to go. You sort of figured that out by yourself. How do you develop your own knowledge of your body and your style to gain control like you do?
To gain control like I do. So you mean that's I looks like really on control, but it looks like always give the control like off balance or without the control, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like you can go off balance, but you will, it seems from the outside that you will never fall on the floor.
Because I
It,
enjoy fall. I will take the fall become an opportunity,
yeah.
I think I take everything. I accept everything happen. So, and also, it's really something was make me thinking because in China, yes, am I successful? Yes. Like the audience really love me, and I have my own company, and I win a lot of competition, and kind of famous. But did I really develop what's my style or technique? I think I'm still on the way because I'm
Mm,
not like put something that's mine, that's mine, that's mine. Like put a lot of rule because I'm still like fresh myself every day. But actually, I already know something. That's what my aesthetic way. But I'm still not like control. So I still can allow myself to learn, feeling, and then changing.
mm,
And but in Western, I think it's really, sometimes feel like strange or weird or because actually contemporary dance is from Western, from American, and then Europe was super strong, Israel. And in China, actually, we only have less than 40 years history. And now, like the Western audience or the festival, the leaders, they told me like Shane, your body and your technique or your language was super unique, super differently, and you are so inspired for the dancers. You give us a lot. And then I was just thinking about, did I? You know, I was and as Simo was told me like, you will be really accepted by the audience from Europe because you have the really dancing body. Is already you don't need to think about it. You have the strong roots about the body. You know your body, and then you have um the aesthetic way to let the body was transferred to a piece so the audience can really get it, you know. And um I think I'm lucky because there's a Western, there is a Eastern. I think they have a, cross, they have a between, they have a something with a link. In Western, I'm like um what they imagine like Chinese choreographer, what they are, what they can, in the picture. And I'm convinced that, wow, something should be or was like really nice, have a quality. And in the Eastern way, I'm the super international and vanguard. And you are the people was doing something is not traditional. You are doing something with um, leading the people to do something else. But a lot of students dance, they always like following or learning how Xie Xin dancing.
mm.
Because now, like in China, you can see the dance, they are all dancing in that way, you know.
Right, right, right.
Yeah. So like in between.
Yeah. Well, like for I feel us who were dancing your piece, we were all very affected in the movement. And now
Softy your neck.
yes.
They told me, softy, Xin, you use it really cute because there have no these words or it's another meaning, but you use in that way. I feel like, oh my God. And I checked with the book and then I just realized, sorry, I make mistake. But they said, don't
Oh,
worry,
no.
keep doing that.
Yeah. It became very iconic of the piece. Yes. But
Yeah.
okay, big question. What do you think is the purpose of dance?
I think is the exit about I'm a alive person. When you're happy, when you want recording something, when you have something really inside, but how you like go through and let yourself to like release the feeling. And then when I, as a dancer, the mind, my heart and my body was like, everything become like in 1 second was the most beautiful reason for me as a dancer. And when I bring the seed and create with somebody else, and I was really seeing them and they are really feedback or reflection, something I don't know before to me. And then we have a piece together.
Mm.
And recording something is actually not from my mind, it's from my heart. And makes me feel like my life was super valuable. I think dance um make me inside was alive, make me thank you for what I choose, and makes me understand who am I.
Mm. Absolutely, yeah. That's a very nice way of describing. And lastly, what advice would you
Lastly,
what advice would you give to young dancers?
aha. Um, um, I think the most important thing is don't be too rush and don't be too hurry for find who you are. Actually share yourself to the people that who are you working with now. Share like you are naked and then you don't know how to do it, learn. And you understand a bit, but don't use the bit become like ego. Take more time, enjoy the journey that you are still like unknowing the future. Because one day you will have your name, your style, but that moment actually the world become like have more rules and more limits, and you are older, you don't have much more curious about world. So really be patient on that very nice 10 years. I think because I work in the company 10 years, I think it's the most beautiful for dancers from 20 to 30. That moment you will be as a dancer in the company. But trust me, you will not be always as a dancer because one day life make you choose something else, make you turn other way. but you will learn how to dance as how to do anything. So the patience, trusting, and give yourself to the danger moment. Keep yourself unknowing what's the future, but you are doing what you can do the best right now is enough. And be happy.
That's really good advice. I will try to apply. But thank you very much, and
Thank you.
thank you very much for doing this.